Hello and welcome back to AP Computer Science Principles. Today I am going to be answering some frequently asked questions regarding copyright, but again, I want to make sure everyone bears in mind that copyright is a very, very complex subject that often requires courts and judges to litigate, so anything that I say here is probably a gross oversimplification. First off, what is copyright? Copyright is a form of legal protection granted to creators of original works, including literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works. It gives the creator exclusive rights to use, distribute, and modify their work for a certain period of time. How long does copyright last? The duration of copyright varies by jurisdiction. In the United States, copyright typically lasts for the life of the author plus 70 years. For works created by corporations, the copyright lasts 95 years from publication or 120 years from creation, whichever is shorter. What types of works can be copyrighted? Copyright can be applied to a wide range of original works, including but not limited to books, music, films, paintings, photographs, software, websites, etc. It also covers derivative works and compilations. What is fair use? Fair use is a legal doctrine that allows limited use of copyrighted material without requiring permission from the rights holders. Examples of fair use include commentary, criticism, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. The specifics of fair use can vary by jurisdiction. Again, very important to remember that neither you nor I get to decide what is or is not fair use. The only way that that can be adjudicated is in court with a judge. What is the DMCA? The Digital Millennium Copyright Act is a U.S. law enacted in 1998 to address copyright issues related to the internet and digital media. It includes provisions for the protection of digital content, penalties for copyright infringement, and safe harbor provisions for internet service providers. Can I use copyrighted images or music on my website or social media? Well, using copyrighted images or music without permission from the rights holder is generally a violation of copyright law. However, you may use such works if they fall under fair use or if you obtain a license or permission from the original owner. It's not enough just to give credit to the original owner, you need their permission. What should I do if I believe my copyright is being infringed? If you believe your copyright has been infringed, you can send a cease and desist letter or a DMCA takedown notice to the infringing party or their web host. If necessary, you can also pursue legal action to seek damages and enforce your rights. On a personal note, I have had some of my content on one of my other channels straight up lifted and used in other people's videos, and YouTube has a way to simply ask them to issue the takedown notice on your behalf. They will take a look at it, and if they believe it's a copyright violation, they will notify the other creator and or perhaps just take down their video. Can I be sued for copyright infringement if I didn't know I was infringing? Yes. Yes, you can. Ignorance of copyright law is not a defense against infringement. Even if you were unaware that your actions constituted infringement, you might still be held liable. It is important to understand copyright laws and ensure that you have proper permissions or licenses for any content that you use. And this is especially true if you're using it for commercial purposes in order to make money. What's the difference between copyright and trademark? Copyright protects original works of authorship such as books, music, and art. Trademark, on the other hand, protects brand identifiers such as logos, slogans, and brand names. Both are forms of intellectual property, but they serve different purposes and have different legal protections. Can I copyright an idea? Well, no, you can't. Copyright doesn't protect ideas or concepts or methods. It only protects the expression of those ideas in a tangible form. For example, you can't copyright the idea of a story about a wizard, but you can copyright the specific story about a wizard that you wrote. Can I use excerpts from books or articles in my online blog? Using short excerpts for books or articles is generally considered fair use, especially if used for commentary, criticism, or educational purposes. However, using long passages or reproducing substantial parts of a work without permission is likely an infringement. For example, quoting a few sentences from a novel to discuss its themes is probably fair use, but posting entire chapters would not be. Can I use copyrighted music in my YouTube videos? Well, using copyrighted music in your YouTube videos without permission typically violates copyright law. YouTube has a content ID system that can automatically detect and manage copyrighted content, often resulting in the video being muted, blocked, or demonetized by the rights holder. For example, adding a popular song as background music in your vlog without permission could lead to your video being taken down. Is downloading movies or music from a torrent site legal? Short answer, no, it's not. Can I use stock photos or videos in my projects? Well, yes, you can, but you must adhere to the licensing terms provided by the stock photo agency. Some images are free to use. Others require you to make a purchase or a subscription. For example, in some of my YouTube videos, I use music from a website called Epidemic. I have a monthly subscription, and with that, they allow me to use their music as much as I want. Can I create and sell fan art based on copyrighted characters? Creating and selling fan art based on copyrighted characters without permission is generally a violation of copyright law. However, some companies tolerate fan art or offer licenses for such use. Again, the only thing that really matters in copyright is whether or not it's enforced. If you make some sort of fan art of One Piece, for example, well, so long as they don't come after you about it, it's probably fine. But you always have to bear in mind that they could come after you for it if they wanted to. What does open source mean? An open source license allows users to freely use, modify, and distribute software. However, you must comply with the terms of the specific open source license. For example, modifying and redistributing an open source project like WordPress is allowed as long as you adhere to its GPL licensing terms. What should I do if I want to use copyrighted material in my work? If you want to use copyrighted material, you should seek permission from the copyright holder. This might involve licensing the content or obtaining some sort of written agreement. For example, if you want to use a song in your commercial, you should contact the music publisher. Are memes and GIFs subject to copyright? Well, yes, they are. They can be subject to copyright if they use protected content. However, their widespread use often falls into sort of a gray area of fair use, especially for parody or commentary. For example, using a GIF from a movie in a social media post might be tolerated, but creating and selling merchandise with that GIF could infringe on that copyright. Again, this runs into the idea of theory versus practice. Most movie studios are not going to seek out and prosecute every single person that uses a GIF from their video, especially since it would be very difficult to get a judge to rule in their favor. What is a Creative Commons license? Creative Commons licenses are a set of free public licenses that enable creators to legally share their works with others under specific conditions. These licenses range from allowing any type of use with proper attribution to allowing only non-commercial use without modifications. I'm going to have an entire video just on Creative Commons, so click the link in the description if you want to learn more about that. Well, that's all the time I have for now. If you think I got something wrong, please do remember that everything I said is overgeneralized and has exceptions. None of this is simple, and the only person that can really determine whether or not copyright is violated is a judge. Plus, copyright law is changing all the time, so it's very possible that some of the things that I said are outdated by the time you see this video. That's why it's so important to do your research before using a piece of copyrighted work in any of your own artistic endeavors. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.